Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So, here's chopper update video number 2. So it's been a hell of a long time since the last one came out. It's pretty much just been sitting inside my house underneath the stairs for nearly 9 months now. I thought, seeing as how the weather's getting a bit better, I thought I'd do a little bit of sanding, a bit of filling, all that kind of stuff. I didn't realise how much I'd actually have to do, because when I built this body it was horrendous. It's been a long day. I've been at it since about 8 AM, it's now about 4 PM, so I've been doing this for solid for 8 hours now. I've made fairly a decent amount of progress. I'm going to show you what's been going on, so bear with me 2 seconds. So obviously I've got all my stuff out on the table at the moment. I've been using a lot of UV resin this morning because it is so nice and sunny out here, to do all the seams and stuff on the prints. So I've gone around every single one of these seams on the foot shells, the battery boxes, and some of the greeblies as well, just to try and get a bit more, trying to fill in the gaps basically. Some of these parts I will be doing again. So all of chopper was built on my end of 3s. Now I have a bamboo. These parts here, these are printed horrendously. As you can see, there was fairly a bit of warping on them and stuff like that, and same with the other one over here on here. These are just going to get binned, and I'm going to redo some new ones, probably in PETG, just because they are they do need to be a bit stiffer. I've got bottoms of the feet. These actually ain't too bad. So these were done by my friend Darren on his CR10, I think these were. These are still really decent. All they need is pretty much a little bit of a scuff and some Mo-tip, and they're good to go. My old aerial, this is going to be getting chucked, and I'm going to redo another one, because it's just not up to the level I want it to be. There's all the other greeblies for the other leg. I've started getting some paint laid down on the dome. So obviously, with this being the Imperial Disguise version, it's all black with a red stripe across the front and the red eye section. So I've already laid down some white paint, let that dry, and then I just masked around it with some really thin automotive tape, as you can see on there. Once the red's dry, I'll then mask it off, and then I'll start painting all the black. Just literally the whole dome is going to be black, so that way I can just then peel off all the layers, and then I'll be done. He was a bit of a bastard to do. A lot of bits needed doing. He's not perfect. The dome isn't by any means perfect, but for the sake of this, it's going to do. The legs, these were an absolute fucking nightmare. So I had quite a big step down part on the bits where these two sections join. I've had to go around that with a lot of UV resin to kind of step it up into a slope. I'm going to have to go around that now and re-sand it, get it all smooth. Here's one of the legs that I've been pretty much doing for the last 2 hours. This one's nearly finished sanding. I'll give it a final wet sand just to kind of polish it up a little bit, get it looking a bit better. If anyone ever gets the opportunity to get a shop rack, I highly suggest getting them, especially if you're doing spray painting and stuff, because you can just hang it all on here. The body, so I've spent most of today doing this, and I spent at least about 3 hours yesterday doing this as well. So I've gone round him, re-sanded everything down, so everything's been sanded ready for the Mo-tip. I am going to be having closed doors, so I'm not going to worry about all the greeblies inside here. He's going to be basic RC, because he will be for my daughter when she's older. So I just want him to move, sounds, lights in the dome, that kind of thing. All sanded up, ready. I used UV resin where the joins were horrendous on this. I filled it in with 3D pen, and then I've gone around it with UV resin. But before I put the UV resin on, I used EMA Plasti-Weld, just to give it to basically melt the 3D pen into them joins. So now it's pretty much rock hard. As you can see inside, it's not the best build. This was pretty much made with scraps, scrap reels, and whatever else I had laying around, really. Yeah, he's going to be an interesting one to try and finish off. I'm not really in much of a hurry to get him done. He's going to be quick in a sense of I can spray him up in probably a weekend, maybe. Get all the base layers put down in a weekend. But at the moment, I'm currently focusing on my other astromech. I'm doing a custom red one, and I'm having more fun building that than I am him. So he's going to be put on the back burner for a while. But there will be an update video 3, and I'll do that when I start laying down all the paint. Because at the moment it's just going to be an absolute shit ton of sanding, so it's not really anything interesting or anything worth watching, to be honest with you. But yeah, he's going to pretty much live in my shed now for a good few weeks, whilst I come out every day, just do a little bit of sanding after work, or a little bit of filling, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. There's a few bits I kind of took an artistic license on. I've filled in a few of the seam lines and things like that just because the gaps were too big. But he is, coming along a little bit. Again, he's not really going to be one of the main ones I take to cons. Obviously, I've got R5, and I'm probably going to take my custom red one. But, if I ever need to, I can always sling him in the boot of the car and always take him as well if I have to, so I can take 3 Astros with me. But yeah, so that's update volume 2. Not a very long video, but as I say, just a lot of sand and a lot of filling. That's pretty much the boring part, and I've lost the feeling in my hand because of the mouse sander. I've been going at it for like 8 hours. So every time I try and grab stuff, my hand just feels all weird. But yeah, so stay tuned for update video 3, and I'll see what we can do. Catch you later.